Yeah, welcome everybody to All Things Web. This is our first. Can everybody hear me in the back? Yeah, good. Am I too loud? Thank you all for coming. This is our first meetup of the year. It's 2025. Thank you all for coming out at our January meetup. It's 2025. I think it's the year of AI. This year, guys. Yeah. Also, probably going to be the year of AI. Sorry. My sense of humor gets like really weird after like 5 p.m. I get like tired and it's not good. So I apologize. If you're not already on our Discord, here's a QR code. That's a nice place to just like keep in touch. People share projects. It's a great place to be a mentor, find a mentor, or just, hang out. You can also find links to this and our future events and all that kind of good stuff on our website, which is allthingsweb.dev. And if you find any bugs on that website, there's a nice bug reporting tool that I definitely haven't written automated tests that are annoying Andre right now. And then there's also this link on that website, but if you want to scan this, probably most of you use Luma to find this event tonight, but there's also this QR code for that as well. We try to do some cool raffles. We got a pretty cool one. Epic WebConf is coming up. March 25th, the workshop day. Conference day is March 26th. And Andre has by the way, if you don't know, I'm just the loudmouth that doesn't do anything except use the loudmouth. Andre is the person that like organizes all the stuff. So thank you, Andre. And Andre, who will be speaking at Epic WebConf, also has a free ticket and is offering that up to the community. We'll raffle it away. If there's only one person that wants it, they're going to get it. But, and then for anybody that doesn't win that raffle that still wants to go, hasn't bought a ticket yet, you can use code MEETUP for 30% off your ticket. Who all is going to be there, Andre?
Dax, Kenzie Dodds, Ryan Florence, a lot of cool Aaron Francis, a lot of cool people. It's one of the best conferences. I can only recommend going there.
Awesome. You heard it there. And I heard Andre Landgraf going to be there as well.
Yeah, I don't know him.
All right. And then thank you, Sanity, for hosting us. Do you want to say a few words? What is Sanity? What's on your mind?
Do I have voice actually? Yeah. So, by the way, Epic WebConf, pretty awesome conference. If you want to see the people who made like React Router and Remix sing karaoke, that's the place to be. I saw Ryan Florence like sing Blink 182 last year. It was pretty epic, and it's also like a non-alcoholic conference that makes it seem more interesting. But yeah, Sanity, we are a content operating system, so TLDR. If you have some content that you need to get out somewhere, we can use us, and we promise you that we will have like a pretty great developer experience, and so you don't have to kind of like push spelling error fixes into Git and stuff, because no one likes that. But so yeah, I'll talk a little bit more later in the show and tell. Yeah, back to you.
So, thank you, James. And like you alluded to, tonight we'll have one speaker, Rhys. Where are you, Rhys? There you are. Rhys will be speaking. We'll also have a show and tell. Knut will kick us off with the show and tell around Sanity stuff. If anyone's got like a project they're working on, a cool library that they found, something funny that they made an LLM do, whatever. If you got that already, like please just raise your hand after the talks when we get to show and tell, or just start thinking about something now if you want to do something. We're just trying this out. We haven't done the show and tell before. We got inspiration from another meetup group that does that. Seems like a cool thing. So yeah, and I think without further ado, Rhys, you want to take it away? Grab there. This is your laptop too, right? And it's unlocked right now? Huh. And you're all the way back there? Just kidding.
Cool. I was just about to set up. It's direct. You gotta love multi monitors. Okay.
If 2025 is the year of AI, can 2026 be the year we fix this situation? Easy. Just make it easy to actually.
Yeah.
We have an agent that picks us.
Yeah. 80% of the time it'll work.
It is for sure on the age of local. Yeah, ooh. So you know,
I don't have glasses. It's the Michael.
yeah, what browsers?
Shit.
Hi. Hey, I'm Rhys. This kind of talk is going to be basically going over tech Twitter, why you should get into tech Twitter, how you get into it. The intended audience is basically people who might be on Twitter a bit and kind of want to get into it. For my background, I went to college, but mostly self-taught on my coding. This year, I grew my Twitter account from 0 to 12K followers, last year. And then I'm currently a software engineer over at Basel. Everything that I'm going to share is very replicable. And then I've had a couple kind of friends who've benefited from it. And then while it's using Twitter, reference, I like Blue Sky. And then a lot of the kind of concepts transfer. So basically, how does it relate to web? There's a huge kind of swath of people on tech Twitter that are kind of sharing ideas, going off concepts. They're sharing, requests for comments. A lot of the React development was on Twitter recently with Blue Sky, but kind of 10 stack, similar things. And then along with that, if you kind of an indie hacker, you have a side project you maintain, maybe an open source library. It's great for growing that or your product. And then also making connections for tech events. When I went to NextConf, I kind of ran into a bunch of people that I knew from interacting with them. So my background, here's my account stats for last year. It's kind of really started taking off towards the end. A lot of viral posts, and it's just kind of distilling. Basically, if I were to start from scratch, what would I do? So starting off, and then so kind of the benefits, I was able to put out a tweet that was like, hey, does anyone want to sponsor a project? And like within an hour, I had like 3 DMs that was like, hey, please throw my logo up and we'll cover the domain name. A few job offers, and then a few investors that I did not take up on, but was an interesting opportunity. Basically just diving into it. This first section is enough for like 90% of people. Basically, if you want to stand out and get into the community, the following is enough. So you start your account, you're just going to have no followers, and pretty much you just find like 5 to 10 accounts that you like, and you're going to be like the little fish swimming along them. And you just reply to that stuff, have interesting thoughts, share what you find. And then kind of getting into like actual advice. A really big hack that I found was building using other people's products. Hopefully that's legible. Basically, Vercel launched their AI SDK in March. And within like 6 hours or 12 hours, I had that out. That was kind of chat with your postdoc data. And what's great about this is all of the Vercel employees, they've just launched this product and they want to hype it up. And so anyone that's building interesting things, they're going to retweet, they're going to share, they're going to follow, they're going to interact with. And so the difference between kind of posting your own product with an account with kind of not too many followers is you're not going to get a lot of traction because people don't really like self-promotion. And so it's kind of a nice way to like bypass that and also make good connections. So when a company like releases a library product, build and post about it. And then kind of once you do those two things, it's a really great starting off point to go from like 0 to 1,000 followers and like getting people's view pages, nice bit of like getting into that algorithm. And then you can kind of distill technical knowledge. So in this scenario, Planet Scale released a new homepage, and it was kind of causing a bit of like drama, not drama, it was causing a bit of attention on Twitter because we were like, we love this design, how they do it. And this is breaking down kind of the tech behind it, what they chose, why they chose it. And so that's kind of creating content of value that says, how you like learn in public, build in public, post in public. That's it. That's all you need. There's more to go. There's more to go over. But if you wanted to go on Twitter and get a job, that's all you really need to do is to stand out. It's not complicated. You just get on there and post things, and it works. But if you're kind of maintaining a library, you have a product that you want to get users on, and you've been maintaining it tirelessly, and it's fantastic, but no one uses it. This next part is kind of how you convert on that. Starting off, we have kind of what I would dub the React scan effect. Every app, I would say, has something like that, and it's a very visual demo. So if I come over to this, let's see if this works. Beautiful. So this is Ed. He's in the house over there, and this is his product called React Scan. So React Scan is million lint, and I think when he first launched million lint, there were some users, but then after he found this method of going to like a popular website and showing, hey, this is like why they're slow, this is explaining why, people just latched onto it. So you can see this one has 1.1 million views, kind of a bunch of replies discussing React performance. And it was this great way to get people to care about it, get a lot of kind of it was very visual, and people really loved it. So kind of coming back to this, I had a similar thing. So on the left, I built this like chat with government data project, which was super cool. It was way more interesting than the one on the right. When I tweeted it, no one cared because it was a spreadsheet and it was this blob of text that's like, what are we doing, right? And so then I converted that on a few months later, tried it again, but with a really visual demo. So this one's like a heat map, similar thing. And you can see someone got like 500,000 views, a bunch of kind of discussion, engagement. And so kind of the trick on that one is basically if you can find something that's really visual and people latch onto, they will like love to share it or create a lot of discussion. And if I wanted to follow up on this posting format, what I could have done is like applied it to different cities, applied it to different data sets. There's a lot of kind of potential there. Here's water. Cool. Okay, next up. One more. Oh, yeah. Next up is Free Tools. So this is a company, X AI Labs. Before they did this, I kind of had no idea what they did. And then afterwards, I knew. And it's because they built this really great free tool. Analysis of your Twitter for like your Twitter Wrapped. There's huge growth potential in that kind of product sector. This one got 17.6 million views, super shareable, played into their product, and they got a bunch of engagement and a bunch of attention. So kind of related to the web, they're a web company that's where they got a lot of their users for that. For those of you that know browser-based, this is Paul sharing a demo of it. OpenAI a couple of days ago launched Operator, their web browser, and within 24 hours, his team had this turned around of an open source alternative to it. And that one got 300,000 views. They just shipped it quick. They had a great demo, and they linked out, and people loved it. I had a similar thing to this. I had a product called Ship Talkers, which compares the amount of times people tweet to the amount of times that they commit on GitHub. And that one got like 150,000 visitors in 2 days. It was one of the first of those viral analyze my Twitter and tell me something about me. I call it astrology for tech bros. And I stupidly did not convert this into anything. I just did it for the love of the game. But another one popped up that they tied this into their product hunt launch. And they were I think they beat Notion for the most successful product hunt launch. And they did that through Roast My Twitter. So again, if you have a product, there's a lot of these angles that you can find on FreeTool, like viral demo that people just latch onto and love. Last one, hopefully these are legible. Basically just building in public. So if you're an employee at a company and you want to start building, there's this kind of pendulum shift at the moment. In the past 10 years, we shifted away from not having engineers post on behalf of their company because a little socially inept. It's shifting back now. And people are okay with like you posting again. So, clear it with your boss. But this person, Zach Warner, is developing X Analytics. And because it's coming from him and not a changelog account, it's doing great in terms of like people respond to him. He'll say, sure, I can ship that. And he'll get it in a day later. It feels great as a user to be able to tweet out to someone and they're like, yes, I'll do it. It's a little ineligible, but on the right is me while my boss is tagging me in a problem a user is reporting. And I say, sure. And then like 6 hours later, it's fixed. And like, if you're trying to communicate, velocity and speed as a company is great. This will be shown again at the end. These are the people that I was mentioned that are just like great accounts to reference as like doing this well. I'll show that again at the end. That's kind of it for like the tips that I have on like growth for products and for users. This part is like 400 level classes where you're in it purely for the love of the game. And it's just kind of like analyzing why people like things on Twitter. So if you see a viral post, you can understand it. Yeah, so this first one is basically just speaking with authority. You'll notice this, once you notice this, you'll be like, why is everyone doing that? And then you'll start to do it. Twitter hates nuance. If you say, I think I hate import aliases, no one's going to care. If you're like, import aliases like are okay sometimes, it does not do well. And so this one is, I'm the number one hater of import aliases because I really hate them with a passion. And it garners a bunch of great actually replies, kind of debating it. And so, yeah, speaking of authority is a big one. Being funny is like 50% remixing content. So I saw this tweet. It reminded me of the common meme that like Java class names are too long. Sorry about the image sizes. Yeah, Java class names are like huge. And so what does that relate to in web development? Or Tailwind class names. And so a little bit of Photoshop later, and we have that. And that one did like 2 million views. It was crazy. Drama, I've started a lot of it. Surprisingly, it doesn't, hurt too much. Just try not, be mean about like too many companies. But the interesting thing about drama is it actually leads to really good discussion. I think a few of you may have seen the bottom one and been like, that my local development environment looks like that. And the great thing about formatting it this way is if I had posted don't store secrets on your machine, no one would care. But this actually got great like discussion around why are we doing things this way? And then even like internally at my company, we're like, what should we do to like push people in a different direction? This is just highlight reel at this point. Do you remember the pair AI drama? This one was just balking something. You could just kind of remix in that way. And then faking DMs on the left. With great posts comes great responsibility. Mark Andreessen does have me blocked on Twitter. But that's how it goes. And then just kind of last highlight reel. This is one that blew up where I just tweeted a picture of my environment variables, but they're not actually my environment variables. Actually, a fun remix on this one is if you wanted to promote one of your products, you could have snuck a real key in here, and people would have found it and been like, "Oh, he left a real key in here," and then go use it. And then it creates actual engagement. This one was just fun. But like this one, I tweeted on a whim because I found it funny, and then 2.3 million people found it funny. So yeah, just post things. It works out. It's great. It's really product and career growth. Questions?
So is a big part of it throwing a lot of things and see what sticks? How do you deal with the mental damage of, it didn't get any engagement?
My friend group has like a percentage system for my jokes, and a lot of them are what we call like 95 percenters, which is like that did not land. That was terrible. Never do that joke again. But then you have the 5 percenters, like this one where it does land, and after a while you kind of get a sense of what will do well. This one was I posted 2 days ago. And like I put it into my like friends Discord beforehand, and I was like, "Oh, viral post incoming," and yeah. So after a little while, you get a sense for what will do well. And then the other thing is just like the best accounts post like 150 times a day. I don't care that much, But there's no like penalty to posting too much, and it works out. Yeah. Any more questions?
Does your engagement come from people who follow you already, or is it started of?
We can take a look at my analytics. It's kind of a mix. No, I never look at my analytics except for like fun. Premium analytics. So yeah. I don't know, like a 4.1 engagement rate. It doesn't make a difference. I don't really look at analytics. I think optimizing for analytics doesn't make sense. You should just optimize for like posts that you will enjoy.
I had two questions. This, what works well for you? Either the one where he shows like the heat map or giving some insight on your project or something, or is it the means like the fun stuff that you post? So what gives you the more engagement or more tractions on it?
Yeah, the question was which does better? My valuable content that I put incredibly hard work into creating good, valuable things, or tweeting a picture of my environment variable file. It's not the answer you want. It's not the. It's the memes. When I tweeted a picture of my environment variable, I gained 2,000. This picture where I am leaking all of my secrets gained me 2,000 followers. People saw that and went, "That is a man that I should trust," or they're just waiting for when I post it again. So, yeah.
You mentioned like sometimes you'll have this like I think the one like the drama one. You're like, but then it led to like a good discussion. How do you like manage kind of like? I'm sure people would be like, "You're an idiot for this," or like, "This is so silly." Like, how do you deal with like converting that into like a productive conversation?
They kind of just do it themselves. People love to bike shed on things. Yeah, it's a good question of like how do you convert drama into positive things, and I think just surprisingly like it has a way of working out. But I also think like if you like articulate like in the replies like why this is the way that it is. I had one showing some things wrong with the OpenAI chat template. So not template, the chat interface. And people in the replies were like, "Oh, but you know, this is a hard problem for them to solve. When their solution doesn't match against what I'm comparing it to." And then I went and like did a recorded demo of it not being resilient to any of the things that they were saying it would be resilient to. And so you kind of just have to engage with it. I really wouldn't push for like you can get 99.9% of the benefit without doing any drama. I just have fun with it. It's the love of the game. So yeah.
Yeah, so can you follow me on Twitter?
If you go back to slides, if you like reply to my posts in like a way that is I find insightful and valuable, yeah, definitely.
Is Twitter a pyramid speak?
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, my bad.
No. I'm losing that battle, but no. You're a menu.
How like right now I post on LinkedIn pretty actively. How do you in the contents of Twitter? I happen be to like Twitter or flick to post anything. Yeah. How do I the difference and non-difference do I should I put it on Twitter like in terms of content?
I'm interested. Is posting on LinkedIn, is that like going well? Yeah. Okay, I would just stick with that. Like okay, so let me back. I don't really post on LinkedIn because it's not like a meta that I want to get into because I feel like there's that certain like post style. It's a completely different like way of speaking. But if you like this slide of just like spending a month following people and seeing how they speak and like pattern recognition like does wonders for like figuring out how to speak there, what does well, that kind of a thing. And also, I mean, LinkedIn's great to post on for like certain things. I don't get enough value out of it to like try and get into it. But yeah.
What are some superpowers that you feel like you have now with the kind of products you have?
The big one is like I could quit my job tomorrow. Not that I want to. I could quit my job tomorrow, and there's like 5 people lined up to hire me that like know me from Twitter and like want me to go do what I'm doing at their company. I like put out a tweet that was like, "Hey, I have offices that I can work from," and like 5 people responded. When I went to conferences, like I stopped like 2 or 3 times for people just being like, "Oh, I know your tweets." It's like people that like reached out. They're like, "Hey, do you want to like grab a chat, talk?" It's just like so going back to my background, I went to college, but it was like a tiny irrelevant school, Vermont. So I didn't get any connection from that. And then kind of coming into San Francisco, I didn't have a bunch of connections. And so if you want to just like maximize the amount of people that you interact with and know, Twitter is excellent for that because so many people are there. So I guess like connections is kind of the big thing of it. Here's the people to follow slide. They're a great like intro point. They're all doing really well on Twitter right now. The person behind you had his hand up, and I'll come back to you.
So then and now, from your early days of being in the game on Twitter versus what you're doing with it now, curious to hear a little bit about whether, for the majority of what you've been doing, if it has been organic, instance to instance, coming off first, you've actually done a lot of back-end preparation for certain things that you intended to post, and potentially making yourself a release schedule, maybe even using something like TweetDeck.
I tweet from the heart. I'm in it for the love of the game. I really don't optimize things. The most I'll do, and you'll see this tweet in a couple of days, is I'll like have someone tweet something to set me up and like do a quote tweet with them. Or if I've got like a post that I like, I'll just send it to someone, but I won't on my account. But like there's not a lot of like marionetting or coordinating. It's just kind of I find something funny and tweet it. But not just I feel like the I find something funny and tweet it is like the wrong takeaway to have, because you don't need to be funny on Twitter to like be successful. If you're posting like valuable content and like interacting with people, that also works.
I've got sort of a two-parter.
Yeah.
For discovery of open source projects,
Yeah.
would you rather hear from a Twitter that's called the open source project or from the people who are working on that project?
Do you have an open source project?
Yes.
What's the open source project?
So I work for Marco core team. It's eBay's front-end framework.
Okay, cool.
But, so it's a front-end framework. It's got Vite or Astro, or would you rather hear from Astro.dev or from...
Good question. What do you think? You know Drizzle or
Yeah.
Yeah, have you followed them on Twitter?
Mm-hmm.
You see what they did with like memes and posting and like
Or like HTMX.
yeah, and HTMX. That's like what got me started on like shitposting on Twitter, because I saw the success that they were having and then converted it. You can kind of do both. It just depends the angle you want to take, I would say. If you want to be funny on Twitter, I actually think it works better coming from a brand account, because you have that level of unexpectedness. No one's expecting HTMX to tweet the things that HTMX tweets. But if you're like building something really cool, like if I was in your shoes of the front-end framework, I would compare it to maybe Next.js or Remix and be like, wow, look at how we're dominating this. And then post that demo, because the people have a point of reference and like a reason to care. And then I would do it as you as an individual if it's like educational or like value content. Kind of. I also wouldn't split the posts until you're at like a sizable account. So I would honestly just go with whichever account has more followers at this point in time and start posting from that, is the other thing. But yeah, it's a good question. You kind of want the framework to, like at a certain point, the account is going to get to a size where you want to change a lot on that kind of a thing. And then you want people to mention you, and you want to be like, oh, working on this today, and you want people to be excited about that and reply to you. That kind of yeah, cool.
Thanks.
I mean, I have some form of a filter. I have a ton of posts. You said anything you shouldn't do? Yeah, definitely have some form of filter. I have a lot of posts that like I think are funny, but I do not post because I enjoy being employed. Try to not be too negative in terms of like don't go bully like a startups account because they have a poor loading spinner kind of a thing. If you look at my account, you'll see that I'll be like negative towards like a Microsoft. That's because I'm spiteful towards them, but or like an OpenAI. And so if it's like a certain company size, it's kind of okay. But I would steer away from negative drama content. Well, I would stay away from negative content towards individuals or companies just because it makes like connections and stuff harder. Say again? Punch up only. Yeah, punch up only. Yeah. I like when you're punching up, way up. Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's rhys.dev is my Blue Sky. I can get that sent somewhere. I have a Blue Sky account. I don't post on it at the moment. I really want it to succeed, but I don't spend too much time on it. I don't. I love it. I'm on it like 16 hours a day, but it's my hobby. I don't know. I get. That's a good question. What I did recently, with like all of the recent algorithm shifts, is I don't use Twitter on my phone anymore through the Twitter app. There's this thing called TweetDeck that I will show, and you can install a PWA for it. Okay, so this is TweetDeck. You can do custom. I don't want to leak my DMs, but you can do these custom columns in TweetDeck, and basically I do that instead of consuming content through the For You page because the For You page is a horrible place. And yeah, so I do that on my phone, and that's been pretty good recently. Yeah. Yeah. How do I do that? I just have like a feel for it at this point, and then my account is. I have a friend who like only posted memes for like 6 months, and he like an algorithm changed and his account got wiped out, and like just went down to 0. For my account, I post like kind of valuable information occasionally, and then I post memes, and then I like have people that I interact with, and so it's like kind of interesting that it's like almost algorithm resistant, where like when one dips, the other will go up. I just don't think about it too much. I don't know. At a certain point, you get like a knack for when content will do well. Oh, any more questions? Great. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you to Sanity and to All Things Web. I really appreciate the hosting. Sure. Hope that was helpful.
Thank you, Rhys. Yeah. Thank you. We'll tweet out your Blue Sky handle later.
Yeah,
before we go to show and tell, I noticed, I don't want to put anybody on the spot, but I'm going to put some people on the spot. I noticed that we also have some other people that have like large Twitter followings that are in attendance today. I'm just going to scan across the room. Anybody other, like have any like, yes, that like what Rhys said was exactly like how I think about it, or other tips for folks to grow their following? Or
I used to be very active on Twitter. I built my developer relations career there, but now I have uninstalled Twitter, and hopefully people will move to Blue Sky. That's me.
What's the reasoning for you moving to Blue Sky?
Oh, you know it.
Yeah, got Evan here, 42,000 followers. First time call up. Yeah, just post like original content. You just be yourself.
Think for yourself.
You know, like have a video, make sure it's optimized 16:9, and then you know, bullet list helps. But then maybe just actually, okay, big thing that helps is if you get blocked by a lot of important people, basically dead on Twitter. So don't be like super spammy and like don't be very cringe or it's over for you and you have to make a new account. Which is why we see a lot of these like animate PFPs like pop up where it's just like they try a bunch of stuff, it doesn't work, then it goes down, start up again, and then start up again. So if you're doing something under your own name with your own face, like best bet is just like original content and be really genuine. You know, reply to people like also, you know, interact with anyone who's like verified, that helps a lot. So just, you know, reply something like, you know, how'd this work for you? Is this good? You know, seek feedback and stuff. All seems super basic, but definitely works. You know, try to tweet like maybe once a week or something. For real, if you really want to sell a product, as I work on like Expo, you're really about like just take sure of people's timeline like every day. So just post something good like every single day, which is super difficult, but you know, gets the job done.
Yeah, just be perfect every single day. That's it.
Try different stuff, you know, like on the weekends, you know, post like a dog training project. I'm just open all days. You could like, you know, once your product gets like traction, you can like quote tweet and just be like, "This is pretty good. I like this. This is great," which works for a lot of people. Like, you know, Next.js team does that a lot as well. It'll just be like, "Great Next.js project." Like, Guillermo just did that with like the Doge website. So
That's cool. I think you were talking about that, like the reply guying is like, it works both ways. Like it's great for the product team as well as like retweet you or something like that.
And especially if you're like starting from scratch, it's just a great way to get started. Yeah.
Cool. Did it work out with you and Mark Andreessen?
Oh no, I'm not relevant. I'm relevant enough to get blocked. I'm not relevant enough to get unblocked.
Actually, we have a surprise, Mark.
I mean, it's San Francisco. It could happen, you know. Yeah. Cool. Well, thank you again.
Thanks so much.
Yeah. And thank you guys for sharing. I don't know.